Hi guys, I'm Tamir, and I'm here to speak to you a little bit about my hair journey, my story. And I always say that it's been more than a hair journey for me, it's been more than a hair thing for me, it's been a self-love and a self-acceptance thing. And as I continue to speak, you'll see why, or I'll talk about why. So I just wanted to give you a little history. Uh, I was born in the United States. I was born in Hoboken, New Jersey, and my parents were born and raised in the Dominican Republic. Awesome country. And they've been in the US for, I think, a little bit over 30 years now. I'm 27, and they've been here before that. So, yeah, it's been a little bit over 30 years that they've been here in the US. And that is just a little bit of history that is somewhat relevant to what it is that I'm going to be talking about. And I think what you guys have been talking about today. So, hair. Hair. Uh, when I was 12 years old, my mom was out of the house doing something, and my aunt, she was taking care of my sister and I. And she said, I have a surprise for you guys. And she introduced this box of Just For Me hair relaxer. And she said, we're going to do your hair today. So uh, she passed on this white cream in sections of my hair, which smelled kind of funky. And she washed it out. It had a little bit of a burning sensation. She washed it out, and then she did she did a roller set, and I was under the dryer, and then she took them out and blow dried my hair, and my hair was straight and long, and I just remember feeling like I don't know, like a model, just kind of having my hair blow in the wind, and it was so cool, and it was such a great feeling, and that, my friends, at 12 years of age was my first relaxer. For those of you who are like, what is a relaxer? I looked up the definition on Google, and here I have part of it. A relaxer is a lotion or a cream that makes it easier to straighten the hair by chemically relaxing the natural curls. So it's pretty much just a bunch of chemicals that is in a creamy substance that you put in your hair in sections, and it processes your hair, and it makes it then easier to straighten it, whether it's through rollers, whether it's with a flat iron, whether it's with a blow dryer. That, my friends, is a relaxer. And it's just changing the texture, the natural texture of your hair. And so that was my first one at 12 years old, and I was hooked. Every 3 to 4 months, every time that my growth would come in, I would get a box of the creamy crack and relax my hair. And it was like that for years. And in September 2012 was my last relaxer. See, I always hated going to the salon. I did not enjoy it at all. The smell of burnt hair and the gossip and the loud music and the people, and I just never liked going to the salon. It wasn't something that I enjoyed doing. So my mom would buy the boxes, and she would be the one to do the relaxer on my hair at home. So, and that, like I said before, that went on for years. In September 2012, I had a relaxer done by my mom, and I was in the shower washing it out. And it was the most excruciating pain ever. I felt like my scalp was on fire. I thought it was bleeding. I was yelling, I was screaming, I was crying. It was horrible. And my sister was in the background laughing. I guess the yells that I was screaming, or me screaming, was so loud that she heard it all the way in her room, and I heard her laughing and being amused by my pain. But as I was in the shower washing this off, and I was in so much pain, and I thought to myself, why am I doing this? Why am I going through this pain? For what reason? Just to have straight hair? This is ridiculous. I'm not doing this ever again. And at that time, I didn't know what I didn't know what going natural meant. I didn't know anything about the natural movement. I just knew that I didn't want to go through that pain ever again. And I felt that it wasn't worth it, going through that pain just to have straight hair. And so at that day, that moment, I was like, I'm not doing this ever again. Uh, as I said, that was September 2012. March 2013 was when I did my big chop, which is where I cut off all of the processed hair. And I'm sorry, let me just backtrack a little bit. From September 2012 to March 2013, when I cut my hair, I didn't know at the time, but I later found out that what I was doing was going through a process of transitioning, which is where you're going from processed hair to natural hair. And it was a time period where I was just allowing my new growth to grow and not have to relax it. And it was a time where my hair had two different textures. So I had the natural hair coming out, and then I had the processed hair. And it wasn't cute. So I didn't know what to do with it. At that time, I was still blow drying it. I was still flat ironing it because I didn't know what to do with it, with the two textures in my hair. I just knew that I didn't want to relax it again. So at that point was when I started doing some research online, and I remember I just entered the word natural in Google, like natural hair, and so many things popped up. So it was really cool to see that there was such a great online community for natural hair. I was introduced to YouTube and a bunch of people on Instagram and Facebook, and it was really awesome. And that's where I got to. That's where I learned what the word big chop was and about cutting off the processed hair, which I was getting so frustrated. I was like, this having two textures in my hair is not cute, and I don't know what to do with it, and I really want to cut it off. But I was scared because that meant I was going to have really, really short hair, the shortest I've ever had. So anyway, I found out about this salon called Diva Shawn Hair Salon. There's a few locations. I went to one of the locations in New York, and it is a salon that is meant for curly hair. And I was like, yes, this is awesome. So I did my big chop in March 2013, March 16th, 2013 to be exact. And it was the best decision I have ever made. From then on, it has been the most awesome journey ever. One of the first things that I experienced was learning how to accept myself, my beauty, my natural beauty. I mean, I think I had a pretty healthy self-esteem, but up until that point, I mean, it just went beyond, because I cut my hair and I had a little baby fro about yay big, and so I had to really learn how to just appreciate my bare face, and that was really awesome. As my hair has grown, I've learned how to do different things to it. I have, this is actually a twist out. This is a 3-day twist out, which just means that I did 2-strand twists like this, and then slept in it, and then took them out the next morning. So that's what this is. But I've learned a bunch of different things, and I've experimented with different types of products that work for my hair, some don't work for my hair. But it's been a really cool thing. I've learned about myself. I've learned about just loving me and who I am. And as I started learning more about my hair, I really, really used the online community that there is. And I just wanted to share with you 3 people that really inspired and continue to inspire my natural hair journey. And one of them, her name is Carolina, and she's from the Miss Rizos page. Miss Curls, Miss Rizos, and she started this campaign called the Yo Amo Mi Pajón campaign. And she is from the Dominican Republic, and she lived there, and then I think she also lives in Boston, or is from Boston, and I believe she lives in between DR and New York now. But she started this amazing movement and she's like changing the world one curl at a time. And it's really great, and I can really relate to her because she makes blogs in Spanish and makes videos in Spanish, and she really speaks a lot about the whole culture piece and what it means to, just embrace your natural hair. Taren Guy has also been really great and really inspirational, and her hair journey has been really awesome. And Whitney, her YouTube name is Naptural85, I believe. I'll put all this information in the drop box below. And they have been really great, as well as many others. But those three are the ones that have really, really just, when I started in my journey, I started watching them and I was connected to them. Well, connected to them via the internet. Um, so, they have inspired me. And I hope that with this video and just kind of sharing a little bit about my story, it inspires you. One of the best things this has been for me, it's been just accepting myself the way God created me. This is the hair that naturally grows out of my scalp. This is what He wanted me to have, and I love it. And it's been really interesting. I've had some negative comments from some people, family members, friends, who may have not understood what I did at first. But as they have seen how happy I am, how much I don't know, have just, I don't know. It's just me. It's just who I am. And so I think that as happy as they've seen me be this happy, and really embrace my natural hair, I think then they have also embraced it. And to be honest, those have been very few, because the positive feedback that I've gotten is it just surpasses any of the negative at all. And I've also realized that the negative is more of just a lack of understanding. And if I sit down and actually have a conversation with them about society's, a view of beauty, and what this process has been for me and what it's been for a bunch of other people, they tend to come around. But I have had my few share of people, oh, tiene el pelo malo ahora. And it's just like, whatever. There is no pelo malo or pelo bueno. It's hair. It's just hair. So anyway, this has been my story. I believe that with the presentation that was presented with before this video, you've been able to see my pictures of when I first cut my hair to now where I am. I just cut my hair again in July after cutting it in March 2013. So I waited a little bit over a year to cut my ends, which was too long, but either way, I just kind of wanted it to grow. So I got my first haircut after the big chop this year, 2014, in July. And I'll probably go again in January, just to kind of keep my trims, nice and lovely. So anyway, this has been my journey. It's been really great, and I'm not a natural hair Nazi at all. But I do want people to experience this freedom of just like loving their natural hair. So I just share my story as much as I can, and I wear Yo Amo Mi Pajong shirt as much as I can, just to kind of show people how awesome it is when you just embrace who you are in God. And I realize that I keep saying Yo Amo Mi Pajong, but I don't know if everyone knows what pajong means. And pajong is just a word that Dominicans use to describe an afro, but usually it's used in kind of like a negative way. But with the Miss Rizos campaign, it's just been really cool, because it's like, I love my afro, and that's what it's all about. So anyway, I'm rambling now, and it's a 15-minute video, almost. So again, thank you for your time. If you have any questions, there's a really great online community that has a bunch of answers to a lot of questions when it comes to natural hair and taking care of it, and the transitioning period and all of that. So I hope it inspires. You guys are awesome, and peace out.